Hello, I am James Corah. I'm the Secretary to the Church Investors Group, and I'd like to say thank you for the opportunity to join you remotely at your conference today. I hope it's going to be a really interesting and inspiring day as you all get together to discuss the issues that matter. I've been asked to speak to you on the subject of international cooperation, as this is a really key priority for us here in the UK. But I'd like to start by telling you a bit about the Church Investors Group before going on to look at what we consider to be the highlights of what we've been working on recently, before then getting international cooperation into more depth. So about the Church Investors Group, and I don't want to spend too much time on this because I believe that my colleague and the CIG's Vice Chair, Edward Mason, joined you at this event last year. But for those of you who don't know, the Church Investors Group is a membership organisation for 58 institutional church investors, and the majority of those are principally based up in the UK. So our membership is formed of church pension funds and church endowments, and the group exists to bring those organisations together to help discuss about how they can help each other develop ethical investment policies that best reflect the faith that their members are involved in. So we help those members develop up-to-date ethical screening policies, but also to conduct engagement activities, and engagement is the key activity for the CIG. But in comparison to an organisation like ICCR or to a lesser extent Share, we don't have any central engagement resource. What we do is we cooperate with each and every one of our members to make sure that they're collaborating with each other, to make sure that they're working on behalf of everyone. And the pieces of work that I want to talk about are those that we at CCLA have been delivering to the CIG. So I want to start about the living wage. As many of you might know, in the UK we have a minimum wage which is set at a certain level, but we also have a living wage which is assessed by an independent charity. And the living wage is calculated based upon the exact cost of living in the UK and what it would actually cost you to work what you need to earn on a full-time salary to be able to live to a certain minimum standard. So in London it is set at about £9.15 because the cost of living in London is much higher than the rest of the UK, and the rest of the UK is about £7.85. So over the past 5 years we've engaged with 15 FTSE 100 constituent companies, particularly those in the financial services and pharmaceutical sectors, about the living wage, and asking them to go up to pay all of their directly employed staff and their contractors that amount of money. And over that time, 13 of those have now agreed to become what we call living wage accredited businesses, businesses that are independently certified as paying that level, and they weren't doing it before. Similarly, we spend a lot of time looking at climate change, and if you look on the Church Investors Group website, you'll see a link to the Carbon Disclosure Project UK 2015 report, which really summarises a piece of work that we do with companies across the UK market to try and help them to improve their carbon emissions and management reporting, carbon reporting and emissions management, and we've had remarkable success with that, and I believe the key details are located on that, but what we have found is that the University of Edinburgh independently assessed our programme and found to a 95% confidence rate that the improvements that we've seen wouldn't have happened without CIG engagement. So we really are sure that engagement makes a complete difference in what it is that corporates do and can play a key role. And we think that's only going to get bigger in relation to international cooperation. And the areas that we really want to talk about are proxy voting, climate and climate change, because we think these are the biggest areas that we can work together on. The dream of the CIG is to build an international network of church investors, all working with each other in their different home market locales. We really do think that there is some power in bringing together the local market knowledge of church investors in regards to what companies are doing, but also the ability to engage in a way that fits with local market cultural norms. We find that we can engage very well with UK companies and to a lesser extent well with US companies, but as you move into different markets, the cultural norms of engagement and the way that things are done and the ability to have that face-to-face contact really diminishes. So I think there's a key role for churches working together in that way. So what we would like to see in regards to proxy voting? Well, the Church Investors Group has a voluntary initiative that brings together the largest CIG members in the UK to vote in the same way at different resolutions across the world. And principally, our approach is focused upon UK cultural norms. So while we developed a very developed UK voting template, which we'd like to see other international church investors adopt, we really would like to see other church investors in different locations develop their own market norms in regards to voting so that we can follow that. And are delighted with the initial conversations that we have had with Share about trying to combine our two approaches in some way or another, so that we are supporting what you would like to see at Canadian companies and you can be supporting what we would like to see at UK companies and have that symbiotic relationship. Similarly, climate change is a really important global issue for us, and it is absolutely, we think, the defining ethical and responsible investment issue of our time. And again, it's not a local market problem. We've run the Aiming for A initiative in the UK at CCLA, which is a responsible investment initiative based upon helping companies stress test their portfolios against future regulation and the need to keep global warming to below 2 degrees. But what we've really learned is that we can have that conversation with UK companies, we can put those resolutions, and we really have benefited from investors all over the world finding those resolutions with us. Similarly, we think there's the opportunity to do other work in regards to different companies and linking into engagements that you already have with companies in your market. I believe I'm going to leave it there as I'm probably running out of time, but thank you again for the opportunity to speak. Sorry that I can't be with you. At least we saved the carbon of a flight, and I hope that you have a great and productive day.